Okay, so I just got back from Data and AI Council, and everyone's talking about how BI tools are basically cooked. And I kind of believe this, and I think apart from those who are going to build agents really quickly, everyone's going to get cooked. So, in order to illustrate this, I got to introduce you to a concept which is called the value of choice. In the value of choice, you get to pick how you solve an insight. You basically get to decide between two things: the amount of effort you put in and the accuracy of your answer. So, a high accuracy, high effort thing might be manually sifting through the data, writing the queries yourself. A low accuracy, low effort thing might be just to use some sort of conversational BI tool like ThoughtSpot to just say, hey, what's my revenue? Not good for anything complex, but it is easy and works for some things. Now, that ratio between effort and accuracy, that ratio is a constant, which means anything that offers a worse ratio is unattractive. And I think historically things like self-service BI and using Python notebooks to sort of try to get insights from data, while they might have promised to have like a better ROI, in reality, the ROI is just too low and people fundamentally don't really spend that much time doing some stuff. Now, another fun example would also be DuckDB, right? Like using DuckDB locally has definitely made data exploration done manually faster. And you see that trends in the industry are sort of like moving these different ways of serving insights, like either left or up on the graph. So text to SQL has basically made the cost or the effort of getting these insights way lower, which means now the trade-off people are making is completely different. So there's a new value of choice, which means everyone will basically be using text to SQL agents to answer questions because it's so freaking easy. However, what that means is the ratio changes. So the ratio between effort and accuracy is higher. So the bar for people actually doing data analyst work is way higher. You should really only be consulting or working with a data analyst in those cases where there's something very complex that text to SQL cannot answer. Dashboards, however, they're still in the mix, right? Like nothing is easier than clicking on a button, looking at your dashboard, seeing a reliable and repeated insight, and getting your answer straight away. So the reason this is going to impact the BI companies is because it impacts pricing. No one is willing to pay $5,000 a year for a Tableau license. What we want to do is we want to pay $25 for a million tokens so that somebody can just ask a question and get the answer. It means dashboards are going to be used less. So the core product offering for these traditional BI companies is less important. And as a result, their margins are going to get squeezed. It kind of means that, in my opinion, anybody lacking an analytics agent is a little bit screwed because that's going to be the thing that everybody wants to have. These companies need to charge by user, and that's going to be too expensive. There are some great companies that have like agents, which we quite like. Our customers seem to like Hex, Lightdash, TextQL, and Omni, and there are also some other cool startups like Now. But even then, I think that these companies are gonna struggle. And the reason is because the largest companies in the room, so people like Snowflake and Databricks, they already have their own assistants. They already have their own semantic layers and they already have all the data. So any BI company building an agent like an agentic BI product is going to compete directly. And eventually, why would you spend like $200,000 on a BI tool when you can get it from Snowflake or Databricks more cheaply? So that's why I think agentic BI is massively disrupting the industry. I think it's going to lead to a little bit more consolidation. So if you have questions or thoughts, let me know in the comments.